Let us discuss about imperfections in solids. According to the law of nature, nothing is perfect, and so crystals need not be perfect. They always found to have some defects in the arrangement of their constituent particles. These defects affect the physical and chemical properties of the solid and also play an important role in various processes. An irregularity in the pattern of crystal arrangement in a solid lattice is called imperfection in solids. The occurrence of defects can take place because of two reasons. The first one is at 0 Kelvin, all crystals are found to be perfect. But as the temperature is raised, we know entropy of the system increases. That is, disorderness in the arrangement of constituent particles increases. This leads to defect. The second reason is that when crystallization, that is process of formation of crystals occurs at very fast or at an intermediate rate, the particles don't get enough time to arrange themselves in a regular pattern. This also leads to defects. Basically, we can classify these defects into two forms, namely point defect and line defects. Crystal defects can be broadly classified into two forms, namely point defect and line defect. In point defect, an atom will be missing from the lattice point or it will be irregularly arranged in the crystal lattice. In other words, we can say it is the deviation and irregularities observed around an atom or a point in the crystal lattice. Look at the figure 1. You can see a atom is missing from the lattice site, or an atom is placed extra in the interstitial site, or some other atom being substituted. Next, let's discuss about line defect. In line defect, irregularities or deviation will be seen in the entire row of lattice point in the crystal lattice. So, in the picture you can see the entire row of lattice points being deviated from its ideal arrangement. In class 12, we are going to mainly focus about point defects. Point defects can be further classified into three types, namely impurity defect, stoichiometric defect and non-stoichiometric defect. Stoichiometric defect can be further classified into four types, namely Schottky defect, Frenkel defect, vacancy defect and interstitial defect. Schottky defect and Frenkel defect will be shown only by ionic solids, whereas vacancy defect and interstitial defect will be shown by non-ionic solids. Next, non-stoichiometric defect can further be classified into two types, namely metal excess defect and metal deficiency defect. Stoichiometric defect. These are point defects which does not disturb the stoichiometry of the solid. These defects are caused due to internal reasons such as dislocation of ions or loss of ions. So, these defects are also known as intrinsic defects. These stoichiometric defects also depends upon the temperature. With increase in temperature, as we learnt, entropy increases, so disorderness increases, which in turn will increase the number of defects in them. So they are also known as thermodynamic defects. In non-ionic solids, stoichiometric defects are of two types, namely vacancy defect and interstitial defect. In the perfect crystal, you can see all the lattice points being occupied by the atoms, whereas In the next figure, you can see one of the lattice side being vacant. When some of the lattice sides are vacant, the crystal is said to have vacancy defect. You can see because of the vacancy, mass of the crystal decreases, whereas the volume of the crystal remains the same, which will result in decrease in density of the substance. This defect can also develop when the substance is heated. The vacant space between the lattice points are called interstitial sites. When the constituent particles occupies these interstitial sites, then the crystal is said to have interstitial defect. In the perfect crystal figure, you can see no atoms are present in the space between the lattice points, that is at the interstitial site. Whereas in the next figure, you can see an orange atom is present at an interstitial site. So that crystal is said to have interstitial defect. Here, mass of the substance increases because an atom is present as extra in the crystal, whereas volume remains the same. So this crystal increases the density of the substance. Vacancy and interstitial defects can be shown by non-ionic solids. Ionic solids must always maintain electrical neutrality. Rather than simple vacancy or interstitial defects, they show these defects as Frenkel defects and Schottky defects. In Frenkel defect, the smaller size ion will move from its lattice point to an interstitial site. Thus, it involves a vacancy defect at its original site and an interstitial defect at its new location. This defect is also called as dislocation defect. This defect is shown by ionic solids in which cation and anion differs largely in size. In the figure, you can see silver bromide. Here, silver ion being smaller in size will move from its lattice point to an interstitial site. The ionic solids such as zinc sulfide, silver chloride, silver bromide and silver iodide also shows Frenkel defect. Frenkel defect does not affect the density of the crystal because it involves only dislocation of an ion from its lattice point to an interstitial site. So mass of the substance will remain the same as well as its volume remains the same. So density will not get affected. In Schottky defect, equal number of cations and anions will be missing from their lattice point. In the figure, you can see sodium chloride crystal lattice. In that figure, one sodium ion and one chloride ion is missing from their lattice point. This Schottky defect will be shown by ionic solids in which cation and anion are of almost similar size. Because of Schottky defect, equal number of cations and anions are missing. So electrical neutrality will be maintained. This Schottky defect is basically a vacancy defect. Because of Schottky defect, mass of the substance decreases, whereas volume remains the same. So density of the crystal decreases. Sodium chloride, potassium chloride, cesium chloride and silver bromide can show Schottky defect. You can note silver bromide shows both Frenkel as well as Schottky defects. Let us take molten sodium chloride solution. To that we will add small amount of strontium chloride and we will allow that solution to crystallize. After the crystals are formed, we can observe some amount of the sodium ions are replaced by strontium 2+ ions. In specific, we can notice each strontium 2 plus ion replaces two sodium ions. This is because to maintain electrical neutrality. Strontium ion being divalent cation, it will replace two sodium monovalent ions. These strontium ions occupies the lattice point of one sodium ion and the other lattice site will remain vacant. The vacant site thus generated will be called as cationic vacant site. The number of cationic vacancies produced will be equal to number of strontium 2 plus ions occupied. In the figure, you can see the crystal lattice of sodium chloride. In that, in one of the lattice point of sodium ion, strontium 2 plus ion has occupied and the other position of sodium plus ion remains vacant and that vacant site will be called as cationic vacant site. This impurity defect is also shown by silver chloride crystals to that when cadmium chloride is added as impurity. The defects which disturb the stoichiometry of the compounds are called non-stoichiometric defects. These defects are either due to the presence of excess metal ions or deficiency of metal ions. Metal excess defect due to anionic vacancy. Let us take sodium chloride crystals and we will heat those crystals in the presence of sodium vapors. In the first figure, you can see the sodium chloride crystal and on top of it, you can see the sodium vapors. When you are going to heat it, the sodium vapors will get ionized and it will liberate electrons. And those sodium ions will come and deposit on the surface of the crystal. This you can see in the figure 2. Sodium ions represented using yellow balls is deposited on the surface of the crystal. The chloride ion from the lattice point will diffuse to the surface and it will combine with those sodium ions. The electrons lost by the sodium vapor will diffuse into the crystal lattice and occupies the vacancy created by the diffused chloride ions. This is shown in the figure 3. Such anionic vacancies which are occupied by unpaired electrons are called F centers. Here, if you take the sodium chloride crystal, it has excess sodium ions. So, sodium and chloride ions are not in the ratio 1:1. We have excess sodium ion. So, formula will be written as Na1 plus X Cl. The anionic sites occupied by unpaired electrons are called F centers. They impart color to the crystals. The color results by excitation of these electrons when they absorb energy from the visible light falling on the crystals. For example, the excess sodium in sodium chloride makes the crystal appear yellow in color. Excess potassium in potassium chloride makes it violet and excess lithium in lithium chloride makes it pink. Greater the number of F centers, greater is the intensity of color. Solids containing F centers are found to be paramagnetic in nature because the electrons occupying the holes are unpaired. Metal excess defect due to the presence of extra cations at interstitial sites. In this defect, an extra cation will occupy the interstitial site and the free electron will be trapped in the neighboring interstitial site to maintain electrical neutrality. For example, when zinc oxide is heated, it turns yellow color. This is because the zinc oxide will give out oxygen atom which will be liberated as oxygen gas to the atmosphere and it also gives out Zn2 plus ions. Those ions will go and occupy the interstitial site, and it also releases electrons, and those electrons will go and occupy the interstitial site to maintain electrical neutrality. Now, if you take the zinc oxide crystal, we have excess zinc in the crystal. So, the formula will become Zn 1 plus XO. The yellow color of zinc oxide is due to the presence of these trapped electrons in the interstitial site. The crystals with metal excess defect are called N-type semiconductors because they conduct electricity due to the presence of free electrons in the interstitial site. These crystals with metal excess defect are generally paramagnetic in nature due to the presence of unpaired electrons at interstitial sites. Metal deficiency defect. Metal deficiency defect arises due to the presence of less number of cations than the anions. This defect is observed in a crystal in which cations have variable oxidation states. For example, iron oxide crystal, nickel oxide crystal and iron sulfide crystal shows metal deficiency defect. If you take iron, it can exist in +2 as well as +3 oxidation state. Let's take the iron oxide crystal. Here some of the Fe2 plus ions are missing from the lattice point. To maintain electrical neutrality, twice the number of other Fe2 plus ions in the crystal are oxidized to Fe3 plus ions. In such cases, overall number of Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus ions is less than the oxygen oxide ions. It was experimentally found that the general formula of ferrous oxide is FeXO, where X ranges from 0.93 to 0.98. Crystals showing metal deficiency defect are called p-type semiconductors, since their conductivity of electricity is due to the presence of positively charged holes. Questions based on imperfections in solids. Try to solve these questions in your notebook.